The Man Without a Face, a suspenseful journey. In a small, secluded town surrounded by dense woods and whispered secrets, there lingered a legend that gripped the community with equal parts fear and fascination. It told of an enigmatic figure, the Man Without a Face, said to dwell beyond the protective embrace of the town, deep within the shadowy forest. This faceless entity, as the story went, watched over the woods with haunting intent, observing all who dared to tread too close. Among the town's young population, curiosity often danced with skepticism, and the legend became a favorite topic of conversation, especially when it came to those who sought adventure as the dullness of routine settled into their lives. The Man Without a Face is just a myth, a tale to spook children, declared Ryan, a charismatic ringleader among his friends, attempting to dispel the unease lingering in their minds. Yet, the lingering question remained, what if he was wrong? What if the legend harbored a grain of terrifying truth? Determined to unravel the mysteries, Ryan and his close-knit group of friends, Ava, Jake, Mia, and Ethan, convened under the veil of twilight on the eve of their bold endeavor. An unspoken pact drove them together, a shared conviction that they could confront and conquer what others chose to fear from afar. The camaraderie of youth held sway over any trepidation, each motivated by anticipation and the thrill of venturing where few dared to tread. "Meet back here at midnight," Ryan instructed, his voice steady yet shadowed by underlying excitement. The group agreed, savoring the hours leading up to their adventure amid nervously exchanged glances and bursts of nervous laughter. The crescent moon hung high in the ink-black sky as the friends met at the forest's edge with flashlight beams cutting through the darkness, illuminating brief glimpses of undergrowth before fading again into obscurity. Shadows stretched long, impersonating the tree's reach. The air grew cooler, wrapping around them like an invisible cloak as they stepped further away from the familiar comforts of their town. Initially, jovial banter eased their nerves, each playful taunt and teasing remark masking an undertone of unease as they delved deeper into the woods. But soon, natural night sounds, a chorus of crickets, unseen creatures rustling, served as persistent reminders of their encroachment into a space forbidden by tales of caution. As they ventured further, Ava paused, straining to listen. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, gaze like a searchlight into the trees. Her concerns dismissed quickly by the others, the group continued, though apprehension tangled beneath their skin like thorns. Unbeknownst to them, the forest began to awaken. Shadows flickered just beyond visibility, conjuring false impressions of movement. Disquiet clung to them like mist, an intruder watching with eyes they could not see. Feeling the ground shift beneath their feet, their unease grew palpable. "Something doesn't feel right," Ethan murmured, his voice swallowed by the night's oppressive silence. As though in answer, a chill whisper snaked through branches, an unsettling murmur echoing their names, a sound carried by the whistling wind, weaving itself into the same air they breathed. Dread wrapped itself tight around their chests as they huddled together, the line blurred between truth and imagination. Was it the legend beckoning, or their own fear made manifest in the darkness? Paralysis gave way to action. "We need to go back," Jake admitted, urgency rippling through him, matched by nods and agreement from the others. Yet the path they'd known seemed distorted, twisted by shadows and illusions of their unease. In seeking respite, their movements merged, flashlights bobbing like will-o'-the-wisps, unraveling the boundary between courage and fear with each step taken to retrace their journey. As tension reached a fever pitch, an ethereal presence loomed larger, a cacophony of branches snapping and breathy laughter carried by the wind. There stood a figure, faceless yet somehow aware, watching through the distance between them, curious and immutable. The friends froze, breath drawn cool and sharp. This was the moment where legend collided with reality, a visage hidden by night, entirely real in its haunting ambiguity. Panic surged as their flight instinct took hold, propelling them with fragmented thoughts and rapid footsteps, painting them like ghosts fleeing the very essence of their nightmare. Branches clawed at their clothes, roots threatened to trip them, persistence and adrenaline alone gave heed to flight. The woods, once vibrant with intrepid promise, now harbored the insurmountable fear of being hunted by the unknown, its whispers transformed into shouts that served neither promise nor warning. Their terminus appeared as they broke free from the forest's grasp, tumbling onto familiar grounds under the first embers of morning light's arrival. Hearts pounded, synchronized in exhaustion and triumph as their lungs scorched for air, the echoes of their escape still dancing in their eardrums. The dawn sun bleached new hues onto their experience, each breathed a collective sigh, contemplating what had transpired with the soft hues of reality gilded gold in daylight's touch. Though back in their town's comforting embrace, whispers of the Man Without a Face lingered. He was now an indelible mark etched in their lives, a truth they could not easily dismiss or share without contemplating the social consequences. The friends spoke of the ordeal only in hushed tones, sworn confidants of an experience beyond the scope of mundane explanations. An altered understanding bonded them, profound fear replaced by introspective appreciation of their shared courage and survival. In the days and weeks that followed, the legend took on new dimensions, retold with renewed fervor among those unaware of its reawakening. The town resumed its rhythms, but something unspoken lived within those who dared to venture beyond. In brief moments of silence and shadow, each of the friends would catch themselves glancing toward the forest's edge, knowing full well it concealed secrets that defied reality. They carried the burden of knowing, marking the demarcation between tale and truth, reminding them that sometimes, shadows dance, not as a hindrance but as harbingers of possibility and warning. For Ryan, Ava, Jake, Mia, and Ethan, this revelation existed as both beginning and end, a cycle drawn anew with each passing mention, obscured by the lines of time yet unbounded by neither imagination nor memory. In a place where light met shadow, where whispers danced between branches, the legend of the man without a face persevered, bidding its observers to witness with caution, to wonder with respect, and to seek understanding, lest the veil draw closed once more. Their story, now a part of the legend itself, fulfilled the circle where myth becomes reality, glimpsed in the moments between dusk and dawn when shadows long for light's reveal, invoking the age-old dance of knowing and not knowing what remained unseen. The man without a face was legend, as legend was man. And the tale spun its web anew and again, mysteries threading the stories told beneath constellations, carried like whispers on the woodland breeze. In the timelessness of night's embrace, one could almost perceive his presence lingering, a guardian without visage, invoking wonder, unsettling peace, a reminder that stories, much like the world they inhabit, often possess truth just beyond their telling.